like a good one. Yes!
Welcome to the Ford Center and Nissan's Drive to the Championship. I'm Barry Tramel, along with OSU beat writer Andrea Cohen. About an hour ago here at the Ford Center, the Missouri Tigers beat Oklahoma State in the Big 12 semifinal that featured horrific shooting by both teams, but the Tigers took better care of the ball and beat OSU to reach the title game against Baylor. And a lot of storylines in this one, Andrea. First and foremost, Byron Eaton goes down with a sprained toe. Didn't think he would come back. Plays the second half, but was very ineffective.
Really struggled. He had he had a couple turnovers in the first half too, but 8 turnovers overall. I mean, he just had a really, really bad night. A couple of key turnovers down the stretch when they were kind of still pulling it in with him 4. He had a bad night.
Not a good night to get in foul trouble, but that's what the Cowboys did. Terrell Harris missed most of the first half with foul trouble, and then the key point in the game, I thought James Anderson, 13 minutes and change, picks up his 4th foul, sits for about 6 or 7 minutes. That's when Missouri took control of the game. This is a Cowboy team that really can't function without both Eaton or Anderson playing well.
And Terrell Harris, too. I mean, if James Anderson is out, then you got to have Terrell Harris in the game, and he had 4, too. And that's a major, major problem for Oklahoma State, though. I mean, there's something like 330th in the country in fouls, and they play 7 guys. So it's not a great situation for them. They find themselves in that position a lot. I agree with that. I mean, they were up 3 when he went out, and then he was the only guy producing. He wasn't hitting 3-point shots, but he was at least driving to the basket and getting some things done, and they really struggled after that.
It's a team lives and dies a lot of times by the 3-point shot. Today it died 4 of 24. Of course, Missouri wasn't much better, 6 of 31. Bad shooting night on both ends, but this is a Cowboy team that just couldn't buy a basket from the perimeter tonight.
No, they were 0 of 16 when Obi finally hit one with a little more than 6 minutes left. It was too little, too late. They just and for as much as they weren't making perimeter shots, then they really weren't getting the ball into Marshall Moses nearly as much as they should have. He finished with 16 points, but he created a lot of that himself, offensive rebounds and stuff. I mean, when you're not hitting shots, you need to get it inside a little bit more than they did. And Travis Ford said that after the game.
Still a nice run for Oklahoma State. 8 of the last 10 games. This is the only poor performance in that stretch. Cowboys are in the NCAA tournament. Do you expect a holdover, a carryover, as the Cowboys look to make their first NCAA tournament in 4 years?
I wouldn't think so. I would think that they're still, I'm sure they're disappointed after this one, but I would think that the excitement of kind of that OU game was such a big win, and, they got a couple days to recover. They know they were tired. They know if Byron doesn't play well. If Byron doesn't play well, Oklahoma State doesn't play well, and so it's kind of an easy fix. They know. I'm sure they'll look at it and know exactly what went wrong. And no, I wouldn't think so. I think they'll be so excited about making the tournament for the first time in so many years that it should be no problem for them to get over this one.
The downside for Oklahoma City, a Missouri-Baylor final, which good for Baylor, good for Missouri, but not a lot of excitement on the streets of Oklahoma City tomorrow evening here at the Ford Center. Stay tuned for more from newsok.tv. as well as full coverage in the Oklahoman. Andrea Cohen, Barry Tramel. This has been the Nissan Drive to the Championship.